Hello again and welcome to this episode of Saturday Rehearsals. And you remember in our last episode we were talking about breathing in, the long intake through our nose and the quick intake through our mouth. And we also mentioned that it's not all about taking in the air, but another thing is to manage the air. In fact, I concluded by saying that how well one can sustain a note depends largely on how you manage the air you take in. Okay, so in this episode, we want to do a bit of demonstration on how to manage the air when you are releasing the air you have taken out, when you are bringing it out, how to manage it. Okay, so you agree with me that we take in air, but under no circumstance do we bring the air out that quickly. Agreed, we take in air quickly through our nose, through our mouth, strategically when we are singing and even when we are talking without one noticing. But you don't bring air out like that. Why? Because the voice or the notes coming out while singing is by virtue of the air coming out, okay, your management of the air. And so, can you imagine I take in air, I'm singing, and what are you going to use to sing again? You know. So, if I want to go back to the balloon, you blow in air, balloon is inflated. If you release it, whilst holding it, of course, otherwise it will just fly around. Whilst holding it, you release the air, and it's coming out uniformly. Okay, that's how it's supposed to be, and not no. Okay, so that if you want to sustain a note like have you noticed what has happened? Okay, good. So that was a bad way of taking in managing, bringing it out, and so it reflected in what I did. I told you earlier that the good thing is that what I talk about once in a while in demonstrating, I will even make a mistake unconsciously. That should tell you that we are all not perfect, and so you take lessons from that. Even when I'm trying to demonstrate the right thing, I may even do it wrongly. Good. And so let's do breath management. Now we are taking in air. Of course, you cannot manage what is coming out unless you have taken something in. So we are doing the long intake. When you take in air, sustain what you have for some time, and then we try to bring it out. Okay, through your nose this time. Through your nose, take in the air, bring it out through your nose. Long intake. Are you ready? Breathe in. Hold. Now through your nose, bring it out gradually. Good. So I intentionally or deliberately said through the nose, because you know that the nose is controlling how you are bringing it out. Because if you are using the mouth, you are forced to bring it out, especially if you sustained it for a very long time. But through the nose, you cannot push everything out. So let's do it again. Slow intake or long intake. We sustain for a while and we bring it out through the nose. Ready? Let's go. Breathe in. Hold. Now through your nose. Out. Good. And so if you've held the breath for some time, you are pushed, whilst bringing it out, you are pushed to bring everything out. That is where we open our mouth and we want to bring that. But if you're using your nose, you are controlled. That's how to bring it out. You are kind of controlled, Good. Now let's do the intake again. This time we want to bring it out through our mouth. But we're going to control it with the H sound. Right? Trying to bring out, pronouncing the S, using the H sound to bring it out. So something like if I take in air, bringing it out, something like this. Okay, good. So you can say the S sound, the H sound is the same thing. Good. So now I want to take in air, long intake. We come to the quick intake now. The long intake, we take in air, we hold for some time and use the S sound to bring it out. Are you ready? Okay. Breathe in through the nose. Try and take it in as much as you can. Okay. If you've hit your limit, you can stop, but take it in. Now hold. So with the S sound, let's bring it out. Bring it out. And so you notice that when you've run out of the air in you, the S diminishes, right? Good. You also notice that if you held your breath, or I mentioned earlier, sustain. If you sustain for quite some time, you are forced to bring it out. Now, because you're using the S sound or the H sound, it's almost like using your nose to breathe out. And so there's a bit of control. And so as you control, you are forced to bring it out, but you're controlling with the S sound. And so you notice that sometimes, the S is you're having a shaky S. Okay. And when you manage to finally bring it out, you feel some form of warmth in you. Okay. Let's keep at it. And then you'll be able to control. Because the essence of the thing is to be able to control your breath. Control how you breathe in and how you breathe out. It's supposed to be a natural phenomenon, but you should kind of control yourself. Be the boss of your breathing in and out. All right. Okay, so let's do it again. Quick intake. Remember we said quick intake is through your mouth. And it's not supposed to be that obvious. Like, no. As you talk, you can take in air quickly without anybody noticing. Okay, so are you ready? If I say quick intake, nobody should notice, but just taking the air and we sustain for some time. We bring it out with an S sound. Ready? Breathe in. Hold. Because I'm talking, I'll have to lose mine. So hold. Ready? With an S sound. Let's bring it out. So I'll stop here. Good. So the longer your S, in a very relaxed mood, of course, the longer your S, it shows that you had a lot of air in you. Okay. The longer your S means you had a lot of air in you. That is, of course, if you are bringing it out the right way. And so let's imagine the balloon again. You took in air, quick intake, or long intake, whichever one you did. The quantity or the size of air, let me put it that way. How big your stomach is, okay, is showing that you took in more air or otherwise. Now, if you are blowing the balloon with the air you have in you, how big do you think the balloon will be? Okay. So if you took in not that much air, your balloon is not going to be that big. If you took in a lot of air, obviously your balloon is going to be very big. And a bigger balloon takes a longer time to deflate as compared to a smaller one. Once again, a bigger balloon takes a longer time to deflate as compared to a smaller one. And so if you took in much air, okay, obviously your stomach has become bigger as compared to the one who took in not that much air. You're bringing out through the S sound or through a song is going to be prolonged. Okay. So if you want to be able to sustain a note, and very soon we'll demonstrate anyway with a song. If you want to sustain a note, for a long time, then you need to take in as much air as possible, whether through the quick intake or through the long intake. Okay, so now I want to demonstrate these exercises, including what we did in the earlier video, the breathe in, breathe out. Of course, in a song, you are taking in air and managing the air through the sound you bring out. Okay, so we're going to do that in a song. After the song, I'll try and pick the points where I used which type of intake. Okay, are you ready? All right. So I'm singing "Blessed Be the Name of the Lord" by Domoen. Blessed be the name of the Lord. He is worthy to be praised and adored. So we lift up holy hands with one accord, singing, blessed be the name, blessed be the name, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord. He is worthy to be praised and adored. So we lift up holy hands with one accord, singing, blessed be the name, blessed be the name, blessed be the name of the Lord. Woo! It was not the best. This is not American Idol though. Yeah, so it's just to demonstrate, the breathing, breath control, breath management. Now let me just pick the points where I demonstrated what. Okay, so first of all, I'll talk about the long intake. One important point where I used the long intake was between the end of the song and the beginning of the repetition. You notice that I sang the song and I repeated it. So when the song ended, it took quite a while to do the repetition. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name. So at that time, I was a bit quiet for a moment. And so I took the luxury of taking in air through my nose. Of course, when you are starting again, you open your mouth. So it's very possible that you can take in air again through your mouth. But, at the ends of songs, when we are repeating, that is the point where we usually take in air through our nose, or the long intake. So ends of phrases, end of song, and beginning of or repetition. Now when it comes to the quick intake, it was all over the place, and that is where you notice that in fact, you heard it, that and it was strategic. Okay, He is worthy to be praised and adored. So we lift up holy hands with one accord, singing. Okay, that's quick intake. With one accord, singing, blessed be the name, blessed. Okay, so that is not the time that you take air through your nose, because the end of the phrase, the space between the end of the phrase and the beginning of the new phrase doesn't give you the luxury of taking in air through your nose or taking air in a relaxed manner. And so that's where taking in air through your mouth comes in handy. But here is the case, it is not that obvious, because remember, your mouth is opening and closing whilst you are singing. Okay? And so nobody notices whether you're taking in air through your mouth or not. But it becomes obvious because of the sound, as if you are out of shock. I mentioned earlier, you are startled, so you get that sound, and even you see a sudden lift of your shoulder sometimes, and even your chest comes out. All right. So I just take the song again quickly, and then all that I've said, see if you notice it now. Where I take in the quick intake, where I take in the um, long intake, and the quick intake is strategically in the song. You don't go about doing it anyhow. Okay. I also did something at the end of the song. Okay. I knew that what I wanted to do was to take a long note, a sustained note. I mentioned that how long you can sustain a note depends on how well you manage the air. So because I wanted to do that, I took in a lot of air, whether quick or slow. I took in a lot of air. Then I did that long thing. Okay. So I want to demonstrate singing the song again. Then we see how it goes. Blessed be the name of the Lord. He is worthy to be praised and adored. So we lift up holy hands with one accord, singing, blessed be the name, blessed be the name, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be the name of the Lord. He is worthy to be praised and adored. So we lift up holy hands with one accord, singing, blessed be the name, blessed be the name, blessed be the name of the Lord. Yes. So this brings us to the end of this episode. We have talked about how to take in air, how to manage the air, bringing out whilst you are singing. And let's not forget that if you want to do a sustained note, it depends on how well you manage the air that you have taken in. Okay. So in subsequent videos where there's going to be singing, we are going to be very conscious of how we take in air and how we bring it out. And I'll be pointing it out so that we know that at this strategic point you take in air. At this point, you take it in quickly or in a long intake. Thank you very much for your time, and I want to believe that this section has been very helpful. And in the next episode, we'll talk about a lot more things.